Graduate, please note my times. I said 10 to 12 times. I said, okay, my third speaker was Musa, and his evaluator is Muhammad Asghar. Please come on the stage. Is it? Please define the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Our next, the third speaker is Toastmaster TM Musa. TM Musa is going to start as Pathway Persuasive Influence. Today is delivering as an icebreaker. The title of the icebreaker, My Journey So Far. The objective of the speech is expected to introduce himself to us with the column and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Please welcome Toastmaster Musa to the stage.
And what is timing? Time duration?
5 to 7.
His eyes basis.
4 to 6 minutes. 4 to 6.
Timer, please note his time. Please come on the stage. His timing 4 to 6 minutes. And today, our what was the please use in your icebreaker.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, have I completed my introduction? Because there was some disruption.
Yes, you did, sir. You did.
Okay, then go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello and have a very good evening. Dear Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and guests. My name is Muhammad Musa. I am pursuing my bachelor's in Economics, Law and International Relations from IOBM Karachi, Institute of Business School. So I describe myself as a helpful, friendly, and a dedicated person. I have an introvert personality, so if I go period 4 years back, I was quite much introvert for this. And after that, I have improved a lot, and with that, I have gained a lot of confidence. My family background, my family is self-contained and quite reserved. So in my family, very little are educated, not more. And my father is really, he is not educated. So sometimes he asks me, what are you saying? I don't understand. So this happens sometimes. So my journey begins with a few years back. From 2 years back before joining IOBM. I was quite passionate and quite dedicated, and I wanted to do the bachelor's in business administration. Bachelor's in business administration. After that, for that I worked really hard for many years and to clear the test for IBM, Institute of Business. So after giving 2 attempts, I failed those 2 attempts, and I was really hard. I was feeling really heartbroken, and I was so bad for me. But I learned that that was the thing which I have accepted, and I moved on. There is a quote: failure is a process. You can learn and come back more strongly. So I joined I give the test IOBM, and I joined IOBM. But unfortunately, in IOBM, I was not given the BBA department. I was given Economics and International Relations. So in starting, it was quite depressing for me and quite a tough decision to take. This was quite a tough decision. But after some times, after 1 year, I has realized that it was a great opportunity and it was a really good decision which I choose as the Economics and IR as my majors, because this degree is quite fruitful and significant for me. And the background from which I am from, and it is really important for me. So there is a quote that it's late. It's never late, but it's time to where you can start. So, dear Toastmasters, I, uh, dear Toastmasters, after joining IOBM in my 3 year journey, I have just realized that I am quite lagging and I have a lot of communication problem. I can't communicate properly and I can't give speeches properly in Toastmasters, in my group projects, in presentations in the university. So to overcome that challenge, I tried. I overcome challenge. I tried a lot of institutes in Karachi. So my friend gave me a suggestion to join the Toastmasters. So I joined Toastmasters, which is quite helpful and which has group, which is provide a groomed platform. So I hope I will utilize this platform efficiently and I will become more resilient and a good communicator. In that, I want to end with a quote that if it doesn't challenge you, then it doesn't change you. Thank you. Over to you.
Musa, you are such a great icebreaker because I remember my icebreaker. I was very nervous at that time and I was very sweating. I'm very nervous. So I'm very shy. But you give the good confidence and good speech. And you told us you are a bachelor from education side or marital side. What sides? Oh, you did not define it, so I was thinking about the book. I'm a married person.
No, I'm not very.
We are searching for the
He's searching the caricature.
He's also searching the caricature. So here, but don't allow talk in Toastmaster because we are not allowed to do any. Okay. So my next speaker is Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, and his evaluator is Muzammil Sheikh.
No, actually, it's apologies. It's Toastmaster Amit Dodani.
Okay,
He's online.
Toastmaster Amir Udani.
Yeah, he's online.
Yes,
Please
thank you
come
very much. Thank you.
and define your speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azhar Khan. Our fourth speaker is Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. He is attempting his Level 1 Project 3 speech under the Pathway Leadership Development. The purpose of the project is for Toastmaster Asghar to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance his speech. Timer, please note the time available to the speaker is 5 to 7 minutes. And I would like to check with Toastmaster Asghar whether he would like me to focus on any particular aspect of vocal variety or body language or both of them.
Well, I am interested in both of them, but I'm more interested about the vocal variety. And
Vocal variety.
yes.
Okay, done. Okay, I'll take a note of that. Thank you very much. And the topic is horse race vis-a-vis marathon. Toastmaster Asghar, horse race vis-a-vis marathon, horse race vis-a-vis marathon. Toastmaster Asghar, all the best to you.
Dear Toastmasters and guests, I remember it only too well. Our school ranks us as per our performance in the exams in a very disgusting, discouraging, and demoralizing manner. We, in the end of the exams, were told to be assembled into an open space. The result was announced in front of all students by our Urdu medium school headmasters. The result was announced like this. Awwal number Muhammad Asghar Jamaat Chaharum. Dawam number Muhammad Aslam Jamaat Chaharum. Sawam number Muhammad Afzal Jamaat Chaharum. Kul Shagird 40. Pass 32. Fail 7. Ghair Hazir 1. At the cost of self-flattery, allow me to inform you that I usually did quite well in school. I was in the top 3 and often the first. It was always worse when I get lower down at 4th or once even at 7th in the class ranking. It means that I had failed. Not failed literally, but failed in the eyes of my family and teachers. So I pray for hours in every result day with hand cuffed, head bowed, and shoulders swaying from one side to another side and constantly praying. In every exam day, I hold my face, squeezing my eyes shut and eagerly waited my name to be announced. In 5th class, my worst fear came true. I was in 7th position. I wept that whole day, wiping my tears with the back of my hand. I entered my home in the evening, cautiously, slowly, as I might be approached by an unpredictable animal from any corner. My uncle was waiting for me with an unlit cigarette dangling between his fingers, pacing back and forth like a restless zombie going nowhere. He started to taunt me as soon as our eyes met. Oh, welcome. Our hero is finally coming at home after losing his positions and being defeated by 6 boys. Ignoring his taunt, I flashed a wide smile and started to justify my position. But leaving it incomplete, I froze in fear. He twirled his eyes in a rapid circle to indicate that I should continue. But before I speak anything, his heavy right hand landed on my left cheek. Fast forward to the next morning. In the following morning, it was teacher's turn to taunt me. One teacher said, "Oh, you want to play cricket all the time. You want to be an opener. Now tell Mohsen Hasan Khan, Mudassir Nazar, Krishna Macharya Sirikant and Sanil Gavaskar to come and increase your marks." Another teacher encountered me from another corner and confronted me like, "I saw you in exams day borrowing an Indian movie Shansha from a video renting shop. Now go and tell Amitabh Bachchan to increase your marks." Dear Toastmasters, it is sad to observe that these cruel methods and psychological tactics are still being vigorously followed in our schools, albeit in a more sophisticated, nuanced, and fine-tuned manner, as compared to the unfair treatment that we received in our school. To me, this is not limited to the school. That is the problem of the competition. In horse race, the top few counts and the rest are nowhere. Now, as a sorting device, that works well for the judges, but less well for the horses and their riders. Now I turn to the marathon sort of race. For the lead runner, it can be a sort of horse race. But for the most of 30,000 like me who take part, it is both a festival and a competition against themselves. To me, it is more like life. Although Toastmaster Club has this tradition of competition, I always feel as if I'm competing against myself, not with other Toastmasters, and merely improving my last performance. I don't know if it is a quality, but if it is a quality, I can't name it. It may be something Jona Sakua for me. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmasters girl. I enjoyed a lot your speech, especially use Urdu and you observe that each and everything, and you have shared your experience. I respect you. At the end, you are such a great speaker, and especially you use the Genesequa. So my next speaker is Toastmaster.
Raghu.
No,
DTM.
Distinguished Toastmaster Raghunath Raju, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. Please come on stage. It's very honorable, Mr. Thank you so much.
All honor is mine, sir. Let's see.
Yes. Yes, fine.
So, dear fellow Toastmasters, I'm given the responsibility to evaluate Raghunathan. And what I understand is that he's doing his level 3 elective project, and it relates to the speech profile vocal variety. So he is going to work on it. He's going to introduce his vocal variety in body language. And then I would like to ask him whether he's going to focus on vocal variety or body language or both. Project is allowing both, but what I was seeing was it is more inclined, the assessment is more inclined towards the vocal variety. But would like to ask the speaker, what is his focus?
Anything and everything that would make my speech better.
All right, so let's welcome Raghunathan for his level 3 elective project. Stage is yours.
I'm an Indian, a free and independent nation as per the Constitution. And so are you. Each one of you belong to a free and independent nation as your Constitution says. But today I'm here with a question. A question. Are you really free and independent, or bound by some invisible shackles? I was about 8 years old and always fascinated by the gospel of Christ that I used to hear from my friends at the school. One day, I came home, the Bible in my hand and a cross in my neck. I was thrashed and lectured for very long. I didn't get to choose the faith of my choice. Likewise, one of my friends in Canada, who was an atheist, was forced to be a Catholic all her life. It took her 25 years to come out and declare as an atheist. When we have such polarized views about others' faith, or when we choose our children to follow the faith of our choice, or in fact a faith itself, are we free and independent? I doubt it. I always stuttered till I joined Toastmasters. In fact, I used to stutter, and sometimes when I got nervous, I could not repeat certain words. It took me a lot of time. In 2007, I joined a middle-sized IT organization. Few weeks into it, I noticed one of my teammates, Siram, was given opportunity to visit the client in the United States. Puzzled, I went to my manager, Uday. Uday, why not me? Why just Siram and others? Raghu, you stutter, and that would bring a disgrace on the company's name. Just because I stutter, all my hard work, all my knowledge is down the drain. I felt so low that I lost confidence. It took me 2 months to come out of my cocoon until my wife reminded me that I have my inner strength that I can work upon. When we show people down and don't give equal opportunity just on the pretext of their mental or physical disabilities, can we call ourselves free and independent? I doubt it. Last year, I listed a property for sale on a website. Somebody called me. He talked about everything on the property, and he worked for a major IT organization in Hyderabad. After everything, he asked me, "What is your caste? What is your creed? Eh? Brother, it's a property alliance, not a marriage. It shouldn't matter to you." He said it mattered to him. I hung up the phone, thinking his education was incomplete. Even in Toastmasters, I notice we put down people based upon their nationality or different aspects. When I joined this meeting in Czech Republic, I was made fun of my Indian origin. India is full of beggars. How can you even say entrepreneurs? You building a Toastmaster club for entrepreneurs is a joke, is what I hear. And I had to leave the meeting within 15 minutes. When I offered Toastmaster DTM Jaya as a Toastmaster in one of the Indian clubs, that guy just changed the word, immediately saying that the role was filled. Well, it was not. With such polarized views about others' nation, others' caste, creed, color, are their choice of lifestyle, can we call ourselves free and independent? I doubt it, my friend. Are we really free? Only if my parents understood the fact that it didn't matter whether I was a Raghu or Ram or Rahim or Robert, I was still their son, their blood. Only if my manager understood that irrespective of my disabilities, I was good at my work. Only if as a society, we've accepted each other irrespective of their differences. Probably we could call ourselves proudly free. If God was to make everyone equal, he wouldn't have made humans. He wouldn't have made different colors, 7 different colors, a rainbow. He would have made just the robots. Tuck, 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 and do things. A bouquet looks good with the different colors. With the same color, it just looks bland. We all have differences. We all are made different, but at the end of the day, we are part of one family. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Every religion talks about it, but yet we want to ignore it. Let's start accepting each other as equal. Do not discriminate based upon any differences that we see. And guess what? The paradise that's promised is here. As the famous Urdu poem goes, Agar Firdosu Baruine Jamine Ast, Haminast, wo Haminast, Haminast. If anywhere the paradise is, it's here, it's here, it's here, but you have to work towards it. It doesn't matter which religion, which country, or which caste, creed, or which lifestyle choices that you make. What matters is to stand. And if you look at your neighbor and you cannot treat him as your equal, my question stands. Are we really free and independent? Toastmaster.
Such a great performance, DTM Prabhu, because I never had these pauses and low and high pitch in my speeches, or always felt like this. So I appreciate your this effort. So my next speaker is TTM Talha. And his evaluator is Toastmaster Mariam Aftab Pilwai. Please, Mariam, come on a stage, virtual stage, and define your target speaker role. Mariam, are you there?
Yes, he is.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today's speaker, Mr. Talha bin Hamid, will be presenting a speech on Innovative Planning Level 2 Project 1, Understanding Your Leadership Style. Now, with his speech title, we can all understand that he's married. The devils of bargain. All the very best with that. And over to you.
What is timing? Time duration?
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Please note his timing, 5 to 7. TTM Talha, please come on the stage. And today theme is winter and what is the genesis from?
Everybody's so busy.
Oh, he's not the disturbance audience. Manage a difficult audience.
No, my speech did not start. Please sit down. Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, who would like to be Elon Musk?
No.
Oh, I see. Okay. Majority has voted no, and 2 people have voted yes. Who would like to be as rich as Elon Musk? Aha.
Me.
There is the catch. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to get as rich as Elon Musk, you will have to be like Elon Musk. And that involves nothing less than making a deal with the devil. Sounds too extreme? Let me ask you one more thing. If you were a car manufacturer, would you like to be Rolls-Royce? Would you like to be BMW? Or would you like to be Toyota? Who will vote for Rolls-Royce? Who will vote for BMW? And who will vote for Toyota? Last question. How many of you can even afford a Rolls-Royce?
And that's why we don't want to.
So fellow Toastmasters and guests, it turns out that if you want to be a rich company with high profit margins, chances are you're either in a bargain with the devil or at least heading there. Why do I say that? Because Rolls-Royce is not the company that put the world on the roads. Even BMW is not that company. It is Toyota, which is the biggest car company in the world after. And it is famous for making reliable but boring cars. Yet, I bet that it has changed more lives than BMW or Rolls-Royce ever could. And same goes for something like Apple and Google and Microsoft. In the 80s and 90s, Apple and Microsoft were rivals. Apple was the authoritative and initiating market leader. It was my way or the highway. Steve Jobs loved to remove features and termed it as elegance. He would love to overcharge for accessories. Sounds familiar? Because that's exactly what Apple does today. And guess where it has got them? It has made them the richest company in the world. Their profit margins are beyond compare. Their market share, their mind share borders on a cult. How do you get such cult-like powers? For example, can you see people standing in line for an Infinix phone launch? Even though it would cost 1/10 of what an iPhone costs and probably do 40% of the same things. Can you see people booking a Toyota Corolla on a 2-year schedule? Because people do that for Rolls Royces. There's a 3-year waiting list for some Tesla models. And that is where the deal with the devil comes in. Ladies and gentlemen, we all make deals with the devil, we just not know it. When we opt for prestige over functionality, when we opt for image over utility, every time we do that, we are not only killing innovation, we are voting with our wallets for corruption and exploitation. When I took the test for this project, it turned out that previously I used to be an innovative and altruistic leader, but this time something scary happened. Authoritative leadership came out on top. 23 points for authoritative, 21 for innovative, and 21 for altruistic. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is perhaps another deal with the devil, which I made without even knowing it. Because this test for this project allows you to search your soul. And it brings things out that you're scared to face. But I still maintain today that innovative and altruistic leaders are those leaders who are remembered fondly. Because those leaders will not steal their friends' work, will not deny paternity of their children, and will not exploit their consumers. They will find profits and prosperity in spreading their business to as many people as possible. And similarly, innovative and altruistic leaders find impact in impacting and enabling as many people as possible. And after all, that's what Toastmasters is about. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my brief fling with authoritarianism is hopefully over, and I'll return to being innovative and a bit altruistic. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you. I really like the Elon Musk before the Twitter session. After that, I am very confused because I like him. But okay. But yeah, you use the word, last line is a very difficult word, pluralism. Please write it on my WhatsApp. I will memorize this word because I have a 2-word Chinese for and second thing. What did you say?
Authoritarianism.
I'm
not sure.
Okay, my next speaker is Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, and his evaluate is TTM Shweb. Please go to stage.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests online and also in person. I've been given the honor to evaluate a very seasoned Toastmaster, the immediate past president of Century Paper Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. He will be delivering a project from level 1, evaluation and feedback, speech number 1. Purpose of the project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a meeting. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech in incorporating the feedback in the speech number 2. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes, and the speech title is Follow the White Rabbit. Follow the White Rabbit, Toastmaster at Faruqi. Over to you, sir.
Knock, knock. Wake up, Neo. Neo opens his eyes, looks at the computer screen, surprised. How did this knock, knock sound came? Where did it came? Looks at the screen. There is a sentence written on the screen. Follow the white rabbit. It was 1999, probably. I was doing my second MBA. So I had realized knowledge is changing. So I went for another MBA. The movie Matrix is one of my most favorite movies. And it was shown to us as a part of curriculum. The teacher first showed us a movie, and then we discussed the managerial aspects of human life from this book. Follow the white rabbit. There are many lessons that I have learned and adopted from this movie. And one of them is follow the white rabbit. We all have white rabbits in our life. I have my own white rabbits. You would have your own white rabbits. But sometimes we believe the sound, the sentence on the screen is just a vague screen. But sometimes in the life we decide, no, we should follow the white rabbit. I have myself adopted this culture of living. I always follow my white. For instance, let's start from my school education. As soon as I finished my school education, my father wanted me to become a doctor. I realized the life and education of a doctor, and I told my father, sorry, this is not for me. I cannot afford to spend 16 hours a day studying the books, doing nothing. Then I should become a doctor, start doing practices day and night. Not my lifestyle. I am not ready to spoil my life. I have a white rabbit in my life. I want to enjoy life. Don't want to spoil it for the sake of a career. I'm very happy and I'm very lucky. I had a father who was very understanding. He did not say anything at all. He said, okay, do whatever you want to do. I want to study business. That I studied. As I told you, I did first MBA, then I did it again, but that was my life. I wanted to choose. I chose my life. Secondly, when I came to my career, I did what I feel is right. Nevertheless, who's saying me to do this thing? And the reality is that based upon this attitude, I have suffered a lot. My first managing director, I was the head of the purchase department. He said, always keep on changing the suppliers. Tell them you're very expensive. Tell them we are not ready to work with you. I was astonished. Why should I say it to them? When they are not expensive, when they are cooperating with me. And practically, I never heard my CEO, my managing director I did what I wanted to do. I followed my white rabbit. And then I was put into the bad books. Okay, no problem. Another issue. One of the most favorite, I can say a few words in Urdu, but won't say it. One of the most favorite managers of a very positioned person shouted at me. I grabbed him over there in the lawn. I said, look, behave properly. I don't care who you are. If you try to insult me, your family will remember how I have behaved. I'll pay you in your own coins. And then you will know what is the root test. And can somebody talk to him, pay him back with that voice and level of words? He went to the very influential person with whose backing he was saying it. I didn't care. I follow my white rabbit. My respect is most important. Again, I suffered. I was denied many privileges. No kidding, don't kidding. Very latest, I wanted a specific car. That facility was provided to many people. I was denied. Sorry, not for you. Why? No, we don't have that policy. Why you have policy for him? Sorry, we don't have policy for him. Okay, I'll buy my own car. There was a system in the scheme. Don't get the car from the company. Take funds. I took funds. I purchased my own car. And you know what car? Even at that time, CEO did not have that level of trust. I purchased that. That's my mindset. You insult me, I'll move forward. In the end, just one more thing. I'm not telling you to do it. This is my life. My white rabbit. I follow my white rabbit. You follow your own white rabbits. With this attitude, I had low salary. I had less money in my pocket. But what we did, once we were in Islamabad, me and my wife, we said, let's go to Murray. We counted the money. We don't have any money. Hardly afraid to go and come back. We decided, okay, we'll go to Murray. We'll not eat anything, but we'll enjoy time. This is the way I have followed my white rabbit. In the end, let me share with you something very important.
I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived every holiday. For the next.
Yes, that is what I did. I followed my white rabbit. I followed my line. I did it.
Amazing speech. Like especially I noticed up 3 points. I never forget this point because I wanna watch again the matrix because I was focusing on the fight, not these things. And secondly, I've done a 2 MBA. All you guys listen to him. He has done 2 MBAs. You should try 3 and 4. And I will again to take admission in the masters. I have done 1 master's and I will try another master's because I have taken more motivation from you. And you use one Urdu words. I got it a point. Thank you, sir. I remember that my job session. Okay. Now move on to our next session. Before move on, because we launched a poll. So note.
Ask the time. Ask if
Okay.
everyone.
All speakers qualified.
All have qualified, but only one speaker, TTM Irfan, took 7 minutes and 45 seconds. So
Okay, it's called to DDM Talha. Now, what's his suggestion?
Okay, let's include it.
He said, okay,
so everyone has qualified.
so please vote on my one quote all for all speakers because such a I enjoy a lot of follow.
Okay, you can move ahead with the meeting.
So I know you are waiting very patiently for this moment because it's a very enjoyable, very amazing moment for us. Session, stable topic, because all time we have to alert for any questions at any moment, because no idea when he called your name and together your answer, or you have to reply. Please come and students, Masters, Muzammil, and we find and start with it. Now, this is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening to everyone. Okay, so it's time to start our table topic session. In this session, you are not given the chance to follow your white rabbit because if you are chosen, you will have to speak on that. So, Toastmasters and guests, do you know what are the 4 vital communication skills which the table topic session helps us to develop? These skills are listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. So, table topic session enhances our ability to speak well in impromptu situations. And since we at Toastmasters try to provide opportunity and participation to maximum number of audience, so this session is not merely restricted to the members only, but the guests are also most welcome to participate in this session. And has the timer defined all the timing guidelines? Okay, so before moving on, I would like to request the timer to please come on the stage and describe the timing guidelines for the table topic session.
Okay, so for table topics, the timings will be 1 to 2 minutes. I'll be raising green color for 1 minute. Then for 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be raising the yellow color, and for 2 minutes, I'll be raising the red one. After red, you have 30 seconds to wind up your speech.
Thank you so much, timer. Okay, so as a table topic master, I may randomly call anyone to participate in the session, or you yourself can volunteer and come on the stage and participate in the session. So
You can call, if you have, you can call 6 because we have time.
Okay, so who is going to be
Check
the
the
first
agenda.
speaker today? Can anybody volunteer? Trust me, it's my first time. I'm not going to throw any difficult topics. You can volunteer.
Why not call our guest either Danish or
Yes,
Toastmaster? Yeah.
Yes, Danish, would you like to participate in the session?
Thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity. I am audible to all of you, please. Could you just?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I really like to be a icebreaker at this time and now. Just throw me the topic, and I'll try my level best to just whatever I could put across.
Can you turn? Is it possible for you to turn on your video?
Actually, I could not at this point in time because I have to, because I just came from my office right away.
Okay,
So
okay.
in quite a laid back situation right now.
No,
So just,
no worries at all.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, he is part. Yeah, he cannot just turn on the video. Yeah.
Okay, so guest Danish,
Your topic today is any memorable night of winter. Any memorable night of winter, guess Danish.
Oh, good evening, everyone, and thank you for giving me this topic. Yeah, there are so many nights which I could be remembered. Uh, like during my examination when I was going through my MBA thesis. So it is said that it was famous. The teacher of my thesis was very sort of a Hitler type. I have to put across my each and everything in front of him. So when I just confront him at that, when I just confronting my uh, thesis, so at that time or prior to that, before coming in front of him at night, I was quite frightened. I really had a sleepless night simply because the fright, the fear, the feedback which I received from the people really made me scary and frightened. So I just kept, despite putting my everything in my preparation, but I just could not take a proper sleep. And when I appeared in front of him on the next day, I just could not make eye contact, and he instantly recognized it. Okay, why you are so frightened? So I told him, actually, I have heard so many things about you, and there these all these information are not very good. So he start laughing. So what's wrong with you? What you have heard about me. So I just gave him some information which at that time quite plausible for him to digest. So I just tell him, and he start and just he make me comfortable. So I just spoke to him with my heart out, and he really make me comfortable. So I didn't have that that pattern in me anymore. So yeah, that is one of the nights I could say which could be remembered in my all uh, entire life. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you so much to yes, Danish. It was wonderful listening to you, and you covered the topic very well. And we were also feeling very comfortable while listening to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so who is going to volunteer this time? Okay, so white rabbit opportunity has gone. I would now like request Toastmaster Imran to please come on the stage and okay, so Toastmaster Imran, your topic today is can you dare to have a shower with cold water right after you wake up in the winter season? If yes, then why? And if no, then why? Why not? Word of the day. Nana, please remember the word of the day is Je ne sais quoi. So please, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Je ne sais quoi word is quite difficult for me to use in my table topic sheet. But you said that I dare. Actually, I did it. It happens. The incident was not so, what I can say, was not so happy, or I must say, or not so. It's a bad incident. What happened was that I was coming from my friend's house after studying. At that time I was in BSc. So he lives in Gulistan, Johor, and I used to get 11C from there. And
I was traveling back to my home. What happened that there was a guy, I was quite near to my home, and there was a guy who just took the bus, and there was 5, 6. It felt like that those guys were agencies guys. I'm not sure what happened. what they were doing, that they were started pushing that person to throw him down. I told him, I don't know why I poked my nose in their affairs. I told him, due to humanity, I guess. I told him, what are you doing? Why are you kicking him? So they stopped beating him and they started beating at me. I literally hold myself like this and started praying that God, you are the only one to save me. And I got so many bruises on my face, and that was a quite bad situation because I had to rush to the home as well. So the stop came. I quickly dropped off from the bus and ran to the house. Now it was quite an embarrassing moment that how do I enter the house? And it was a cold winter's days. I I looked around here and there and went into the washroom and opened the water, and it was cold. And I realized some of the movies, when the hero or when the boy beaten up by villains, and what usually do, we took a shower with them. So I was experienced that, but it was I was not experienced that, but I was trying to have my since blood was all around my face, and even luckily nobody saw this when I came out from the shower. So my family asked me what happened. I told that I was just coming from the way and I stuck somewhere and I dropped, and that was happened. So I took that shower just to cover up myself. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran Rana. I love because you can have married up. The question was this whether you can have married up and you could have made any story, but I love that quality that you were very truthful. And this was the je ne sais quoi that I felt inside me. So congratulations. Okay, so let's move on to our third speaker. And I feel this time, if I asked for volunteering, no one would. So this time I'm directly calling. So can we please have Toastmaster Tahir Ahmed?
He is online. Toastmaster Tahir? Yeah. Oh, yes. Of course he's there. Always ready. Yeah.
24/7 ready.
All right.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tahir. So your topic today is, suppose you are granted partially funded scholarship to study in Canada, a country where the climate is cold all 365 days, and you don't really like winter. What would your decision be, Toastmaster Tahir?
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for giving such a topic that Karachi is facing right now. At early morning, regularly, I went up and go to the university with a cold freezing wind on a bike, and going going to the university, and when I came back, it is feeling like a hot. So winter and summer collaboration junction of the season Karachi is facing is right now. But if I get a dollars to off scholarship to Canada, yeah, it is a question. But sincerely, I have a one winter because I didn't feel like to junction of these two winters, and my mind is floored. Just I am enjoying a winter, but winter without Karachi is just like an odd because just like electricity without summer in Karachi and gas without winter in Karachi. I didn't feel these type of things in Karachi. Officially, I not will go to Canada. I will feel here and studying. We have a top level universities of Pakistan here as well. But the thing is that when the summer come, a unique things just like suddenly a wooden stone come in the market and we have to get a soup for our waiting about 45 minutes. This is a specialty of Karachi that when we get a specialty, we are waiting for the soup. We are such a beautiful people that love food, that are very typical in their own way. So Karachi is always the best, and I will stay here. Scholarship, yeah, I will give to who need it. Back to you, double topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tahir. It was wonderful listening to you. And since you didn't agree to go to Canada for partially funded scholarship, so I'll try to make it fully funded. I hope that will change your mind. Thank you.
That will.
Okay, so now I would like to request our most favorite speaker of table topics. Can anyone guess? So Toastmaster Mariam Aftab, everyone is waiting for you. Please show yourself.
Thank you. I can open my video, otherwise my audio will be disturbed.
That's okay, that's okay. So your topic today is congratulations, you just won the nationality of Antarctica.
Oh.
Thank you. I wish, but I don't. Does my whole family have won this nationality of Antarctica? Then I would definitely send my husband first to make sure the place is fine, to make sure the house is fine. He get a job over there. Let him settle first, and then I'll go with my kids. I don't want to face any hardships over there. I'm not that stupid. I never apply a loan for my membership for my nationalship anywhere in the world. I'll always do it with my husband. And here also, when we were, when he was coming to Dubai, I asked him to go first, settle down first, search a house, live there, know the ways, get a license, driving license, and then call us. And exactly he did the same. So for me, coming here, after he settled down or in anywhere in the world, I will definitely ask him to go first, stay there for a few months. If he survives, then definitely I'll go and I'll survive too. But before that, nowhere. I will not go alone until unless I have the opportunity to come back. So if it is Antarctica or whatever, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mariam Aftab. We all witnessed that you do not provide the choice of white rabbit to your husband. And please do convey our empathy to your husband. Thank you. Okay, so I would now like to request DDM Talha to please come. Your topic is it's winter night and you are out or lost in wilderness. How would you spend that night? DDM Talha.
Thank you so much. It's a winter night and I'm lost in wilderness. You know what I would be feeling like? Have I died and gone to heaven? Because winter and loneliness are my two favorite things in the whole wide world. So without needing to, you've provided me with everything that I need to survive. Trust me. Trust me. Hell is other people. When you're lonely, when you're alone, there's so little complication in your life. And if you ask that if I'm alone, how will I survive? Because one needs other people to provide for the daily needs. Breaking news, I can cook. And I'm strong and sturdy enough to withstand my own food. So it's a self-fulfilling circle. That said, if the night is too cold, perhaps I will need to seek some shelter. And wandering in the night without really enjoying the je ne sais quoi that this weather brings, it gets too cold. Perhaps I will ultimately die. And given the state that the world is in, perhaps that's not such a bad idea. So it's a win-win situation for me. So yeah, I'm all ready to get lost in a cold winter night. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Didi and Talak. We all could feel that this was the most desiring question for you. And I believe that you must have been watching Bear Grylls all the time. So you know how to survive. Okay, so it's time to call our last speaker of table topic session. And for this, I would like to call none other than Toastmaster Vase. Please. Okay, so Toastmaster Vase, your question today is, what different things do we see and adopt in winters which we don't do in summers? Toastmaster Vase, word of the day is je ne sais quoi.
Thank you, table topic master. So as the table topic master said that what are the things that we do in winter that we don't do in summer? The first thing would be usage of warm clothes, which I haven't been using right now because it's just the beginning. That's one thing. Use of warm drinks, I would say. Maybe that doesn't go for Karachi, right? For Pakistani, because tea is something that we cannot live without. Summer too. Maybe hot chocolates might work, right? Other than that, I must say that we have a lot of that barbecue nights in winter, which we usually don't have in summer. Other than that, we also have in Karachi, I would say that we stop those outgoing activities at night. We usually go to bed at 9 or at 10. We kind of adapt to Islamabad or Lahore, I could say, which we usually used to do it. Then I am having a disruptor. Someone is trying to take a vengeance to me. So I'm trying to do that in Karachi. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vase. I think you wanted to, but you forgot to mention one thing that we do in winter, that we do not come out from our blankets and we are usually on the bed all the day. But I believe you do the same in summer, so it was good. Okay, so here comes our table topic session to an end, and all the speakers were phenomenal today, and we all really enjoyed today. So with that, I hand over the charge to our Toastmaster of the day.
I told you all guys, you enjoyed very well because this session was very awesome. Table Toastmasters.
You can ask for the votes and qualifications.
Please vote your best speaker qualification.
First ask for the qualification.
Okay, Tawar, please let me know.
Everyone has qualified except PM Imran Rana. He took 3 minutes and 8 seconds.
Okay, we ask from the
38 seconds. No.
3 minutes and 8 seconds. Against 2 minutes and 30.
30 seconds.
It's a little too much.
38 seconds.
Yeah, we should should-
He said, okay.
No,
He
no.
said, no.
No, I did not say okay.
Sorry, brother. No. I guess not. Sorry.
He's not in the room, right? Yeah.
But I'm feeling very.
Move on quickly.
Very cold right now because very chill because of the winter, because of our AC, but I'm feeling very well. So let's move on the next session. Okay, we are next is a table topic evaluator.
No, journal evaluation.
Is it table topic?
Journal evaluation.
Again, that was one day. Again. The next person is a president. Okay. I just slide up. Just like puppet. My establishment something else. Okay. So
You follow.
I'm calling the president.
Looks like the Toastmaster of the day is not ready to leave the stage. He is loving the stage.
Okay, my next gentleman is Raghu. Please begin, Raghu. Come on stage and start your session.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Now we are tired. It's the end of the day and it's time for food. Food for thought, food for mind. And what else is food? Is the feedback. The feedback or the evaluation that you get in Toastmaster at least is food for thought. Well, every part of life you are judged. Your dress looks shabby, your hair looks shabby, and then there are people like our dear Marian who keeps lecturing at home and then also make husbands as the scapegoats. Of course, that's a different topic. But end of day, everybody judges us. But in Toastmasters, we get feedback and exactly how we can improve and what we can improve. And that will showcase, my team will showcase today together on how we all can improve. Before we go into the meeting evaluation, we had some amazing prepared speeches today. Let me invite the first speaker. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Alvin. Jane says who is the word that I will associate with you, Toastmaster Alvin. But to evaluate you, let me call the TDM Talaha bin Ahmed to see how you've been doing on your speech and speech objectives. Over to you, TDM Talaha.
Thank you so much, Journal Evaluator. Toastmaster Alvin. Who do we think we are? Are we paupers? This was my in-laws' reaction when I offered not to take any dowry. And this is the bane of our existence, isn't it? It was taken in the completely wrong way. And this is the evil that you pointed out towards today. There is so much to unpack. It's almost unfair for this evaluation to end in 3 minutes, 30 seconds, but I'll try my best. First of all, you started exceptionally strongly. You started while reading a book. It was an amazing use of body language. It dawned the idea onto us that even the use of props can be a conduit for body language. You had passion, you had flow, and you used some very good words, for example, outdated, dilapidated, which almost rhymed. You had facial expressions, and for the first time, I believe, in my Toastmasters career, I've heard someone use sighs so effectively. You impersonated Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, and somehow predictably, the devil was speaking in the tones of Italian mafioso. So yeah, a slight bit of racism there, but enjoyable nonetheless. Then you use some great phrases, for example, come out of the sphere together. and alone and unkind and machine man. You used amazing gestures. You had quite a few areas where you could have improved, not because your speech was basic, but because it was that good. For example, in the beginning, you stumbled onto a few words. You used this, and that's max of either extempore speaking or veering off your game plan. You repeated outdated quite a bit. Your voice was very audible, you were throwing it beautifully, but it remained at a high pitch throughout. It could have used a little more transitions. You should have paused before transitions. That would have made them more impactful between the various portions of your speeches. Your sentences are beautiful, but they tend to become lists. And I know I can identify because I was a victim of that once as well. For a project that focuses on body language and vocal variety, you had a lack of movement, but you just made up for it. So, project fantastically delivered with just a few improvement areas in terms of movement and vocal variety. Over to you, General Well.
Thank you very much, DTM Talabin Ahmed. Great evaluation, great use of CRC approach. One thing that I would say is do not use but in your evaluation next time. Otherwise, great evaluation. And one thing that you missed to tell Toastmaster Alvin is his rate of speech could have been better. If he could lower the rate of speech, we can grasp everything that he spoke today. Thank you very much. Next speaker is Toastmaster Mufaddal, young and smart. He's too smart, I would say. Let me call his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Verse, as his speech evaluator. You are on mute. Please help.
Please
Repeat,
please.
Mute someone. One more time. Yeah, that's important.
Okay, thank you, General Evaluator, and I hope that you all have enjoyed the speech of my target speaker, Mufaddal Murtaza. Okay, so coming to my normal voice, Mufaddal Murtaza's objective of this speech was to handle the disruptors, and that objective was achieved nicely. I would personally say that he used a really nice technique of handling the disruptor by engaging them. He was not avoiding them, which might have, increased that disruptions. So that was good. Like when DTM Talab broke started, he opened the innings by asking about Lahori foods to DTM Irfan Farooq, and he immediately got involved in that, and then DTM Raghu and everybody else. So he was engaging them. The next thing was vocal variety. He was using vocal variety and he was switching between them. He was switching between them effectively, especially that policeman and normal voice when he was using a vodka voice and this normal one. So that was again another thing. He was using layman's language, and he was using that local jargons, I would say, everybody could relate to, especially when it comes to Karachiites, and you have to carry that copied versions of the documents, so you don't have to give them to your friends. Again, and coming to body language was effective, I would say, from the usage of bike to moving others. He was using the stage effectively, I personally would say. Coming to the improvement parts, I was observing this, that even during his normal speech, he was moving in small circles, like this, moving around. I must say that standing at a place and then delivering would have been more effective. One more thing, during the starting, when he was talking about his friends and he was talking about what his friends were talking, there I think the vocal variety could have been much better. He could have used different pitches, I would say. And the third thing I would say was for disruptions. I think putting the disruptor to spotlight could have been another effective way, to handling this disruptions. That would be. So overall, I guess we all enjoyed that speech. It was full of humor, and again, just use steps more consciously and add more vocal variety in it. And this speech would go much far. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vasim. I love the way that you has pinpointed each and everything and also gave examples how the speaker can do better. A Toastmaster Mufaddal, I would say you are too smart. A couple of days back, I was giving a session in a college. What happened was the principal and teachers who were sitting in the first row itself was speaking to each other. And later I recognized that was a real time, difficult audience project, and I missed the opportunity to manage it. But you did a great job here. And the evaluator did a great job. I love the way that you did everything. But one point you missed is that Toastmaster Mufaddal use single technique to manage a couple of interrupters. So he could have used the technique that was apt for those interrupters. Other than that, both of you did a great job as a pair, a good pair. Now, next speaker, Toastmaster Musa, and our speaker, and then I'll call Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, the Wizard of Words, as his evaluator. Asghar.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Sorry.
You had become Gandalf.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My target speaker is Toastmaster Musa. Toastmaster Musa, let me start welcoming you to the Toastmaster League and completing your icebreaker. You fulfilled the purpose of the speech and introduced yourself very clearly. We largely now know you rather very well. You talked about your bachelor. I thought it was your status. Then I came to know, and thanks God, Azhar also confirmed that it was all about your bachelor program. You talked about your enjoyable personality and being passionate and dedicated. And then you talked about your despair and losses. Your failed attempt and IBA broke your heart. But then fortunately, you moved on. People are not usually so fortunate. When I broke my heart in a completely unrelated incident in your age, I haven't moved on yet. You talked about your communication skill. You have those skills, believe me. Based on my observation of your 5 minutes speech, you have those skills. You just need to polish them further. And next, what I would like you, what would have improved your speech if you could have tell us about your location, where you are from, your primary schooling, and secondly, I would like to suggest you to, when you come with a speech, try to think about the structure, the way your ideas flows. And I think connecting words will be a very good thing to help you to organize and create a sort of coherency in your speech. Overall, it was a good speech. I think we, as I told you, that we now know you, and a bit of efforts will further improve your structure and flow of speech. Once again, welcome to the league, and now we expect you to be a regular speaker among us every Wednesday in the same meeting. Over to you, Journal Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, what I loved about your evaluation is you were kind enough for the first speaker. I've seen many speakers run away just because of the feedback that they get. You use CRC methodology, but at the same time, you ensure that you give it in a very kind way, and same time, you were on spot giving him evaluation that he needs to improve on his speech. Good job, both of you. As a pair, you are good ones. No, the Walking Oxford Dictionary was the first, another speaker, the wizard of the words, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. His speech evaluator is my dear friend from the city of night owls like me, city of Mumbai, Amit Dudani. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. I would usually finish 50th in a class of 45. And Toastmaster Asghar, I congratulate you for finishing in the top 3 most of the times. The few things that I loved in your speech, first and foremost, a great title, Horse Race Vis-a-vis Marathon. That got me interested in the first instance. Second thing that I really liked was that you weaved a beautiful story to convey a message. Now, stories are sort of an emotional glue that take us to the message in a very subtle way, and you narrated this story in a wonderful manner. There are a few more things that I liked in your speech. One was the pace at which you delivered your speech. I think your pace was about 85 to 120 words per minute, and that was very easy to listen and absorb for all of us, or for most of us. And that was the one of the that signified that you actually put the audience first and ensured their convenience at the pace at which you delivered the speech. You stood up and spoke so that you could use that space for that body language, and your comfort and confidence in which you were delivering, that was outstanding as well. Now there are some areas that I like to focus on considering the objective of the project, which was vocal variety and body language. So like I said, you were very confident and comfortable with great hand movements. So generally the hand movements were fantastic and to the point. You also used things like cupping your face, wiping your tears. So you emoted all of that in a fantastic way. However, since the topic was horse race vis-a-vis marathon, I was expecting a bigger transition, quite a bit of exaggeration in the speech. Horse race is supposed to be fast and marathon is supposed to be endurance and maybe a little slow. So I felt few areas where you could have worked on better was your hand movements. Like for example, when you said, now go and tell Mudassar Nazar or Krishnamachari Shrikant. So you could have pointed in that direction in a very vicious manner. Or second, improving upon the last performance. You could have again used your hands, improving upon your last performance. So although the hand movements were good, but they could have been more directed to the what you were trying to convey. As far as voice modulation is concerned, your pace and pauses were excellent, but I felt there was room for improvement. Since you have a wonderful voice, there was a room for improvement, especially when you said, I wept that day. So maybe you could have sounded a bit as your voice is trembling, I wept that day, and little more exaggeration. So you could have done those things. Overall, I would say that you are a fantastic speaker. We enjoyed your speech. Great title, great pace. And yes, I forgot to mention humor as well, good humor. Areas of improvement, try a little more exaggeration just to challenge yourself with regards to your voice modulation and body language. I will look forward to your next speech. All the best to you.
Great pair again. Toastmaster Asghar, you know, I have attention disorder, especially when it comes to listening. But then as soon as you started those words, tap, 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 it started falling the adjectives, you had my attention. Now coming to speech evaluator Toastmaster Amit Dudani, I love the way that you went connecting to the speech and then to commendation and then the special areas of focus. What are the areas of improvement for you is using the but. Now don't pull your commendations to recommendations. I felt there is a room of improvement in your voice modulation at this so and so. I felt there's a room of improvement in your body language, especially you would have just gasp. See, that way. But however, this word just confuses the speaker sometimes. So it is good not to use this, especially when you come to recommendation. And your summary came in the last when it was just about red card came in, and then I don't know if you went overtime or not. Try to summarize it before the red card. Overall, I loved your speech evaluation, Toastmaster Amit Budani. Now, next speaker was the joker of the day, which was me, and then our keynote speaker, Toastmaster, rather distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi. I'm sorry about that. Toastmaster, the distinguished Toastmaster Talha was the speaker, and the evaluator is the one who always liked to put her husband as the scapegoat, Toastmaster Mariam. Toastmaster Mariam, please evaluate details Talha's speech.
Thank you. But this time I'm not putting my husband, but my children, because my children and we both were listening to Toastmaster Talha's speech together. They were on my lap. So starting with this speech, Toastmaster DTM Talha bin Hamid. Innovative planning. You started it off quite well by putting a question to us. Who would like to be Elon Musk? Trust me, even I did not raise my hand. Why? Thinking of the hard work, the innovation, if I'm able or capable of doing that, I am not sure why others did not raise their hand. But when you ask, you want to be a billionaire, just like Elon Musk, we all raise our hands. Why not? You engaged us. You gave us examples that we all were aware of. Yeah, who don't know Tesla? Who don't know iPhone? Well done. Well, and then your vocal variety. Well, let me tell you, when I got to know that I have to evaluate your speech, I got a little confused. What I'm going to do in that? It is going to be perfect. And I thought all that in my mind. Your vocal variety, the way you were engaging the audience, the way you were talking to them was like, I am listening to your speech more focusedly. And I was involved in that. So well done on that too. Now, the motive and what if I come to the purpose of your speech is to understand your leadership style. Now, innovation is a characteristic. If you are an innovative person, you have a characteristics that helps you to enhance your leadership, that helps you to understand more quickly to other problems and find a solution. How you incorporated that in your daily life? What is the story in finding out your leadership style? It was all about your leadership actually. The motive of this speech was to understand your style. Now, what I am taking out of your style? What is the difference between your styles and what if I think about your style and I can incorporate in my life? Why did not you go deep into it? Now, I would like to know one more thing. What if you just elaborate rather than Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, Talha bin Hamid? How he incorporated all those styles. What was innovation you have discovered? What is the thing that you find out in the Toastmasters that helped you in changing your style and how we can incorporate that? Story of Talha bin Hamid, where was that? I'm least interested in Elon Musk. I'm more interested in you, your story. Now, these leadership styles, what I am going to get out of it and how I can learn from those. The only point that was missing was that. But overall, well done and very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your feedback, Toastmaster Mariam. What I always keep saying is that wives are half mentors at home, and you being a Toastmaster, I am sure you are the mentor of entire KTC club here. But saying that, one thing I would tell you, though you picked up the nicer point, there's a way to present. I felt, DTM Tala Binamit, I felt that you could have come with a personal story. I felt that you could have improved on this part. Instead of putting those questions, this way of presentation would have been better. Second thing is your timing, you went off time and then you didn't even summarize your evaluation when it was a red card. Probably you went over time today. I would suggest try to write your points and then based upon that, try to talk. This will improve your evaluation, and also always try to use I felt this, and this is something that you can improve upon and try to summarize it. One thing I felt at the today two evaluators can improve is do not put all your recommendation in your speech. Try to put your summary very short. It should be that your speech was so and so, and these were the areas. If you can implement the areas of improvement, and you can become better or something like that. Do not try to add all the Ram Kahani again into the. So last but not least is our DTM Ira Irfan Faruqi sir evaluating. It's more like if you watch the Karthik calling Karthik, it's more like evaluating the today. DTM Irfan Faruqi, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'm thankful to many, including you, for calling me DTM. So there's still a lot of time to go to become a DTM. I'm not a DTM. So I was here, I'm here to evaluate the speech of Raghunatha Raju. I would say it was a very wonderful speech. For instance, on a topic which is very, very sensitive. Are we really free? And a concluding sentence that Raju said in his speech was, let's accept all equal. This is something missing in our today's equality. We are all humans. Yes, we need to be treated equal. Somebody are rich, some people are poor. Some are white, some are black. Some are from west, some are from east. What does it mean? Nothing. Now, moving to the evaluation criteria, there are 6 points given in the standard to evaluate the speech of the day topic, this level 3 project, elective project. I will talk one by one on each area. The first thing is about your loudness or volume of the speech. I must say the volume and sound level of your speech was excellent, because there was a lot of variation in your sounds. At times, you were very good. At times, there was something that I will, at the end, I'll talk about. But generally, you were very expressive. I could feel what you were saying. The tone, the voice, the pitch, sometimes when you went up, you were really very up. The second area is pitch area. How was the pitch of your speech? You were never monotonous. And at no time I felt that I'm sleepy. Coming to the third area is your voice quality area. You were neither talking in your nasal or you were not slow as taking breaths. Very open speech. But I would say there was a little harshness at some times in your speech that could be smoothened. Very lively speech, very enthusiastic speech, and I can easily say it was a good speech. You were able to articulate your words usage. Overall, timing and another area which I feel is articulation area. In these two areas, you can improve yourself. Sometimes at the ending of a sentence, your voice becomes so slow that it becomes difficult. I studied a course from a Chinese tutor, quality course. He used to say, jello, jello. after quite some time, we understood he's saying 0. So if you feel your Indian accent is a problem, I don't want to be a Czech person, but if your Indian accent is a problem, I would suggest you to speak slowly. You speak fast. When you speak fast, your sentences are not very clear. Overall, you are good in your loudness, you are good in your pitch, voice quality was good, your vocal variety was good. However, on timing and articulation, pay a little more attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. I love the way that you brought those competencies, which I always keep talking to people about, and then you talked on each competency, and you were able to accommodate within the timeline given. But again, use of what would have been avoided in your evaluation. Now, again, we had a professional speaker on the stage, Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, will be evaluated by our one only DTM Sat.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmaster and guests, can you see that? Can you? Of course you can't, because only I can see my own white habit. That was the whole concept of the entire speech by Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, that don't compare yourself, or don't try to do what the next person is doing. Always follow what you need, what you want, rather than what the other person needs or wants. So it was the first time I've listened to your speech, and honestly, I was expecting there would be some Genesis elements in your speech, but honestly, there were no Genesis elements in your speech. It was engaging, it was humorous, it was a work of art, a masterpiece that you brought your life's experiences and molded them into one lesson after another. Your gestures throughout were absolutely amazing, which matched the content of your speech. Your eye contact was brilliant from left all the way to right. Your voice had that assertive feeling that worked for your vocal variety, which was up and down, and your use of props were mind blowing. I was just waiting that please, and let me find an area to work upon, because that's the whole point of this project. So the only area to work upon is to please manage your timing. Otherwise, it was over to you, General Evaluation.
Thank you, DTM Sat, for a well-articulated evaluation. I love the way you evaluated, starting with the point. No, something I learned in over course of my journey as a Toastmaster is, it doesn't matter whether you are giving a speech or not. Everything, you have a saying in the language that I speak, in the part of India I am, Tadedi Kavitaka Anarham, which means anything, everything can be a poem. I say anything, everything can be made as a speech, whether it is your report that you give in Toastmasters or whether the evaluation that you give. And I love the way that you started your evaluation asking a question. Can you see that? And then you pinpointed it. You did a great job, DTM Saath. Overall, your evaluation and the speech by Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, both were great. Next, it's time for our table topic evaluator. And let me invite our wonderful one and only Toastmaster Imran Rana. Over to you, Imran ji.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, Toastmaster Muhammad Muzammil Sheikh was doing his active listening project. In that project, he has to run a table topic session. So before evaluating the table topic speakers, I would like to evaluate Toastmaster Muhammad Muzammil Sheikh's active listening project, the whole table topic session. So a good table topic session is a one in which the topics, the table topic master selected the theme and he gave projects, he gave topics to the table topics speakers in a well-organized way. So I must say that the whole session was conducted quite professionally and quite well. The good thing about your table topic session is that since the Toastmaster of the day did not explain the procedure in table topics, so you, in the, what do we say, you explain it quite well, the timing, about the timing and about the overall session. And you also talked about the importance of the table topic session. That was quite interesting and quite inspiring. Since this project required that you have to respond the speakers in an affirmative way, so that this shows that you are a good listener. You responded each and every speaker in a positive way, and what you did, you picked up some points from the speaker's speech and you delivered them, and you told them about the speech. So that was quite good. I've also observed that some of the members who perform this table topics session, what they do, they usually started evaluating the speaker, so it wasn't required that, and you nailed it in that specific project. I felt that since the whole table topic session was quite amazing and quite engaging, maybe your energy level was not matching to that table topic session. You could have louder more, although the topics were clear and your vocal variety was quite good, but not good enough. Maybe you could have bring some energy or enthusiastic level in your table topic session. You could have used some more time to respond the speakers. That could have create a good impact. That would make what I can say that would also means if you respond the speakers on more on their, means you took some more points from the top speeches of the speakers and elaborated more, that could have create a good impact. Overall, it was quite good. The overall session was conducted quite well. So kudos on that, and keep bringing these amazing things. So hats off on that. So don't think that doing this project you are now free from doing the table topic session. So keep on doing that. Okay, about the table topic speakers. Our first speaker was Danish Azmat. Danish Azmat, what I like about your speech that you started with salutation. I can say that you have a lively and amazing personality because it reflected in your speech. The strong point of your speech was your humor. I wish you could have opened up your camera so that I could suggest you on your overall body language. But overall, I loved the speech, and I suggest you to become a member because you are a good storyteller and you have a number of stories to tell us and amazed us. So congratulations on that. Our second speaker was Toastmaster Tahir. Toastmaster Tahir, you started with salutation. That was good. The best thing about your speech was your overall body language. The way you use your hand gestures, they were amazing. They were perfectly aligned with your speech. You used the stage like means you use the stage. You move from right to left and left to right. If it were purposeful and if it were perfectly if it were purposeful, it would have perfectly aligned with your speech. You had a crisp humor in your topic, so the confidence level was quite amazing. Kudos on that. Then our next speaker was Toastmaster Mariam Arif. Toastmaster Mariam Arif, sorry, Mariam Aftab. Mariam Aftab. As always, I loved your table topic speeches. The way, the honesty, the sincerity were there in your speech. You tackled the topic quite well. Although I gave this topic to Toastmaster Muhammad Muzammil to either ask from GTM Talha or Toastmaster Mariam. So kudos on that. You fulfilled the purpose. All I want you to turn on, if you could have turned on your video, so I could have suggested you on your body language. So overall, amazing, again, amazing speech. Then we have DTM Talha. There are a few speakers who actually get into the topic and act the whole topic. DTM Talha was so much comfortable with the topic, so he actually acted all the whole table topic speech. I really loved it. The strong point was your vocal variety, your body language. Plus, we request you to please continue your table topic speeches so that we could love more and we could learn more and more. Then finally, we had Toastmaster Vase. Toastmaster Vase, you have a great, calm, and composed posture. You use your hands quite well, but most of the time you were clasping or you were playing with your hands. Either or what you can do, you can steeple them or let them straight. Since you were delivering the speech on this physical stage, you could have used that. Try not to smile during, not to laugh during your table topic speech. But I love the confidence. You always amaze me with your vocal variety, with your overall the way you act at your speeches. So quite inspiring and quite amazing. Overall, all the speeches were, I would say, je ne sais quoi, and close to all the speakers and the table topic master. Over to you, General Manager.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Imran Rana, for such an excellent, immaculate table topic evaluation. What I loved about your evaluation is you evaluated the table topic master as per his active listening project and also the table topic speakers. I love the way that you brought one good point and one improvement area for each speaker. But I want to improve two things in the next time that you do this role. The speakers already mentioned that they cannot open their camera, so we do not need to insist or bring that in our evaluation. So you can just use that point to mention on their content part. Now, second thing is do not use but. I will keep insisting on this. We should not use but in your evaluation. Overall, I love the way that you evaluated. Coming to our table topic master, Master Mujamil, I love that you brought the topics in line with the theme and you encourage each and every speaker. And all apart from that, you summarize that in a good way. I agree with what the feedback has been given by your evaluator, Toastmaster Imran. To save time, you could have picked up speakers beforehand in private chat that would have given you more opportunity. for more speakers. Now all the speakers have attempted well on the table topics. Now it's time to go for meeting evaluation. Now let me invite the English master of the day, or the English teacher of the day, Toastmaster Alvin, who is a word master grammarian. Over to you, Alvin.
Thank you so much once again. It was a brilliant session. As far as the report for the grammar goes, we have passed with aces, in fact, A+. I was able to notice some wonderful phrases used by different people. First of all, DTM Talha with his deal with the devil was amazing. The way the TM Asghar painted his background, the usage of his adverbs was just amazing. I could imagine myself in that classroom. Then from your side, Raghunanda Raju, we saw a wonderful quote from Jean-Jacques Rousseau, are we born free or are we in chains? That was brilliantly done. And the inclusion of Persian poem into your speech, that was brilliant. So, secondly, as my role demands that I have to pick out the weak points. So surprisingly, and what a coincidence that is, all the mistakes in this whole 3-hour meeting, I was able to only identify 3 mistakes. So that's a huge success, first of all. Secondly, all the mistakes came from the same area of grammar. Those are modal verbs. Can, could, shall, should, may, might, will, would. So whenever we use the modal verbs, it was could have done it, would have told it. Somebody used it as tell, and would had is definitely wrong. It should have been would have. So that's pretty much it. The modal verb was a weaker area. Now the second portion of my role demands that I talk about the word of the day. Give an award to the Toastmaster of the day because he used that words 5 or 6 times. Whether it was fitting in there or not, he tried his level best. One more time, I saw this in almost every speaker. DTM Talha used it 3 or 4 times. Imran Bhai has used it multiple times. Mr. Asghar has used it a couple of times. And in fact, one point to notice here that his determination, he got stuck while using the word, while he was saying je ne sais quoi, but he still went through with that. He did not quit. This shows his great strength. And that concludes my report for the grammar today. Thank you so much. Back to you, sir.
That was a je ne sais quoi grammarian report. Toastmaster Alvin, you gave the word of the day, which was je ne sais quoi, and which was just like je ne sais quoi because it was hard to pronounce, not only hard and also remembering and then using that in the speech. I love the way that some of the users could do that. I would say that you did good job in introducing the word of the day and explaining the role. The improvement area is you could have put immediately the word of the day and example in the chat for people to grasp and digest it. Next time, please use simple word using English and French. I say हमारा English थोड़ा low है, तो उस पे French का word लेके आओ, उस पे जोड़ो, इतना लंबा दो. I mean, so hard, yeah. Please have some mercy on us. No, wonderful job.
Thank you.
At least what happens is when you use word of the day, even if you don't use in the meeting, that goes into your subconscious. That's what I felt. Most of the time, it comes in your speeches, it comes in your impromptu speeches or your emails. Anyways, good job. I love the way that you use technicalities to your grammar and repeat. Overall, enjoyed it. Now it's time to know how we are doing on our breaks. It's our control report. Let me invite the control of the day who just pick it up on the spot. Toastmaster Jamil.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Okay, so let's see what kind of filler words and filler sounds did all the speakers and all the members today use and all the participants use. So first of all, we have Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Azhar. Toastmaster Azhar, you used filler sound 6 to 7 times. Then we have Toastmaster Mufaddal. You were brilliant today. You had no filler sound, neither no filler word. DTM Talha, you used for just once. Toastmaster Elvin, surprisingly, you were going impeccable when you delivered your speech, you had no filler sound and no filler word. But while reporting your maiden report, you unexpectedly used R 7 to 8 times. I was not expecting, but I can give you the feedback. That is, you used you used R filler sound 7 to 8 times because I noticed you were in a rush. You were reporting very fast. So just calm down. I mean, you could have done it a bit more well by not using the filler sound. So overall, your speech was very perfect. Then we have Toastmaster Asgar. Toastmaster Asgar, you used twice. Toastmaster Musa, you used us 10 times. Toastmaster Raghu, you were completely spot on today. Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi, sir, you used for once. Toastmaster Vase, you used 6 times. And the filler word, and the filler word you used. But you were very fluent. You were very fluent. Toastmaster Mariam, you were brilliant today. You had no filler sound, no filler word. Toastmaster Imran, you used for quite a few times in the several topic evaluation section for near to 10 times. But what I noticed is that you had a very good quality is that you were not using the filler sound all the time. So, I mean, you took pauses. We use the filler sound or filler words when we are confused at what we should say, when we are thinking. So you were paused. You were not using all the time. So this is something good. DTM Saad you used and 3 times, and I was noticing that DTM Saad is not using so today. Right in the moment I was thinking you used twice. So that's something unexpected. So this is my report. And with that, I hand over the charge to
Thank you very much, Mujamil. Your report was immaculate. You not only pinpointed where the speaker had improvement areas in terms of our counter, but you also told them how they can do better. I think no other report can be better than this our counter report. But there were some mistakes in grammar. I'm sure our English teacher would have noted that, is that bit more well can be better, So that way, there are a couple of things which you can improve. I'm sure you will do that in a course of time. Otherwise, this is an immaculate counter report. The most important role in any meeting, irrespective of what people say, is timer. Without time, we will not get the discipline. We will not start on time and end on time. Not only that, we also cannot give our speeches. I still remember a couple of times when I went over time or had to pull on my speech because of the timer mistakes. But our timer was spot on. 2 timers who shared their role and did a great job. Let me invite the timer of the day to give the report and see how we are doing and overall.
So, okay, I'll be giving the timings in very fast mode as we are already running out of time. TM Alvin, 6 minutes for 54 seconds. TM Mufaddal, 13 minutes 2 seconds. TM Musa, 4 minutes 30 seconds. TM Asgar, 6 minutes 25 seconds. DTM Raghu, 7 minutes. DTM Tala, 7 minutes 14 seconds. TM Irfan, 7 minutes 45 seconds. Evaluations. DTM Tala, 3 minutes 22 seconds. TM Vase, 3 minutes 9 seconds. TM Asgar, 3 minutes. TM Amit, 3 minutes 20 seconds. TM Irfan, 3 minutes 35 seconds. TM Mariam, 3 minutes 39 seconds. DTM Saad, 3 minutes 18 seconds. Table topics. TM Danish, 2 minutes 13 seconds. TM Imran, 3 minutes 8 seconds. TM Tahir, 2 minutes 4 seconds. TM Mariam, 1 minute 20 seconds. TM Tala, 1 minute 51 seconds. TM Vase, 1 minute 25 seconds. Table topic evaluations. TM Imran, 6 minutes 54 seconds. That's all from my side.
Just like the Rajdhani Express of India. If I have to speak about the meeting, I'll recite This poem that I learned and I used as part of my speech. Agar firdos baru re ye jaminast, haminast, oh haminast, haminast. If there can be a better club where we can see encouragement, improvement, and the what you said, the always the eagerness to do better, there can be no better than Karachi Toastmasters Club. I'm speaking about my experience before even becoming member as a guest and now as a member. The encouragement, the feedback that comes, whether it is on the background or whether it is in the meeting, it is amazing. The meeting was open beforehand. The agenda was prepared. PR was good. We had people who joined meeting beforehand. And I don't know how you people get so much energy to run a meeting for 3 hours and that also to come beforehand to arrange the room and be prepared for the online. One thing that is a strength of this club is both the technicality and the content of the meeting. There are so many clubs that are suffering to do hybrid meeting, and this club thrives on this technicality that we have. Overall, we did a great job, whether it is from the opening by Sergeant at Arms, our presiding officer, or our evaluators, our speakers. I've given you the spot on feedback for the roles that were done as part of my team. And I did really enjoy, whether it is in my role as a general evaluator or as a speaker. I wish you all the best, each and every person. One thing I would tell you, come forward, take a role as a speaker or as a role player. That is the secret of growing, learning, and becoming the best Toastmaster of the day. I'm sorry, listener role pending here. Obviously, there's a room of improvement for anyone and everyone. So am I? Let me invite the listener, the listener of the day.
Wow, you just remembered in time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saad bhai ne. So thank you, DTM Saad.
Please.
Okay. So thank you, General Evaluator, and thank you, Toastmaster Saad, for remembering me. Okay. So my role is of that strict teacher who asks, and in the end, what did you learn? So that sort of. Starting from Toastmaster Elvin Safra's. So what was the major theme of Toastmaster Elvin Safra's speech? Like, what were the 2 points?
Daughters are blessed.
Dowry, anti-dowry, and independence of women.
Dowry and domestic abuse.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
What could be used as the synonyms of good and evil? What the name did he give? He gave 2 phrases. Seven. Yin and yang.
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang, and Russian Don and priest from Texas. Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Can someone name the course of Toastmaster Musa is taking? Like the degree Toastmaster Musa is pursuing in IRR.
MBA.
IRR. Yeah, Economics and International Relations. For how many years has been he in IOPM? Can someone tell?
2 years. More than 3.
Exactly. 2 years. Yes. Toastmaster has got declared result of which class?
4 class.
4 class.
In 4th class.
Chaharam.
In Chaharam. In which class he stood 7th?
4th class.
No, I think 5th.
Yeah, 5th class. And last, on which cheek was he slapped?
Right. No, left. Yeah. The other right.
Okay. What was the name of the manager of DTM Raghu?
Kumar.
Repeat the question again.
What was the manager's name of DTM Raghu? DTM Raghu's manager name?
Was it Uday?
Ram, I guess.
No.
Somebody said Krishna. Amit said something.
Uday.
Uday. Okay. The poetry was in which language? The poetry was in
Farsi. Persian.
Yeah, Persian.
No, he said it was in Urdu, but I guess.
Yeah, but it was in Persian,
Yeah.
and he also highlighted it there. Yeah.
Name the 3 companies which DTM Tala used. The automobile.
BMW. That was BMW.
Tesla, BMW, and Toyota.
All gave the correct answer. How do you make deal with the devil? What exactly did DTM Tala use?
Be harsh.
He used a phrase, I would say.
Take your friends' work as your own.
No, that's called copying.
Yes. Right.
He said, should I say, okay, it's image over utility. When you choose image over utility, what was okay? What was the type? What is the type of leadership that DTM Tala approves of?
Yeah.
Innovative and interesting. DTM Imran Farooq was DTM Irfan Toastmaster Imran Farooq.
Irfan.
Toastmaster Irfan Farooq. Farooq. My bad. Toastmaster Irfan Farooq was pursuing his second MBA in which year?
1999.
1999. Okay. From which movie was the favorite? Okay, that's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I pass the control back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster of the day. Yeah. Everyone, please vote for the best facilitator. Yeah. Let's you just ask for votes for.
Yes, cost reward or evaluator.
Okay. Now you just hand over the charge. Yeah.
Now, today we enjoy a lot winter theme and especially what? Jaffa. I'm sorry, I can't put not to forget. I said many times again, but okay. So back to the charge of Mr. President TTM Tala. Now stage is yours.
It's not that I'm not the president, I'm the presiding officer. There's a difference because the actual president is not in the meeting today. So no, I'm not the president, I'm just acting president. So we'll quickly move on to the votes which are being compiled. But before that, let me announce that we had a very interesting discussion throughout the meeting on the Zoom chat box and the number of speeches and everything. So it's a perfect time to announce that we just broke once again into the top 15 worldwide. Okay. This time, the number 1 club has 121 awards and number 2 has 94 awards. And if you ask me, we are not part of that game because I don't know how those clubs have arrived at 121 awards in 6 months, but we certainly don't know any such way and we don't want to adopt any such practice. So we are content with number 15 as long as it's earned fair and square. So with that, we quickly move on to our guest today for their remarks. Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Amit, your remarks.
No, I have to admit, I no longer feel like a guest. I feel like one of you, one of the members. And like I always say, I thoroughly enjoy and I put in a message also. The best thing I like about Karachi Toastmasters is the light-heartedness. And everybody has a good sense of humor, whether it is the Toastmaster of the day or whether it is the general evaluator or the speakers, even the grammarian, Alvin. He also used good sense of humor. So that's what makes these meetings more lively, vibrant, and enjoyable. That's the objective, right? Apart from learning, we need to enjoy. That's why we keep coming back. And this is not the last time. Hopefully, I will definitely come next time as well. And
Yes.
thank you for doing such a wonderful job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're most welcome to visit anytime. You're most welcome to deliver a project or do an evaluation. And as I told you in the chat box, when initially over 2 years ago, when we started interacting with other foreign clubs and people started visiting virtually, they always told us one thing, and specifically me, that you guys are so serious and so focused on speeches and you don't know how to have fun. So it was at that time dominated by middle-aged bearded men like me and Toastmaster Imran. But thankfully, after that, new members came in, like Toastmaster Alvin here, and all the people sitting here, and of course, DTM Raghu and people like you, and they injected a lot of humor and light-heartedness into the meeting. So we are lucky to have all of them. So we don't have any. Yes, Toastmaster Amit.
Yeah, sorry. Last but not the least, I'd like to thank you and everybody at Karachi Toastmasters Club to give me an opportunity to be an evaluator in your meeting. And I enjoyed, and I hope I could do some bit of justice to the role.
Oh yes, we always love to have you, and we'd love to give you a speech as well. So you're always welcome. So
Yes.
yeah, we also have guest Danish. Danish, would you like to share your thoughts and briefly, please? Because somehow we were on time, but now we are not. I don't know how, but we need to finish. Guest Danish, your comments, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I really enjoy it, the entire session from the onset of it to up till now. It is quite gripping. I really fascinated to see all the participants and the enthusiasm they put forth, and particularly their sense of humor. They didn't turn it out the whole session as mundane or very boring. It's quite gripping. So I thoroughly enjoyed, as Sir Amit said, my feeling is visual, and it is my second session though, but it feels that I have been associated with this club for ages ago. So I really want to see and again this session, and I really want to be a part of it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Danish. We'd love for you to be part of the club and to visit our sessions again and again. Last but not the least, we have our permanent guest, Toastmaster Tahir Ahmed. Your comments, please. And meanwhile, DTM Sir, if you can come on the stage to perform your.
My comment is just like by joining Karachi Toastmaster, I will learn how to put ball on my head. So it is something special, very special from Karachi Toastmaster. I have learned all of you from most senior and respectable sirs. So I will join also. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tahir. And the final act of the meeting, announcement of the winners, DTM Sir.
Thank you very much, presiding officer, not the president. DTM Talab and Hamid, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's now time for the best prepared, for the best speakers of the meeting, the best prepared speaker. We had about 7 powerful speeches, but the best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Alvin Faraz. The best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Muzammil. What? No. Just a question. What have you done? You have just called upon DTM Tala and he's won the best table topic speaker award. Yes. And the best prepared speech evaluator goes to our guest from far away, Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi. And the best facilitator award goes to the person who was disrupted over and over again for some odd reason, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. And the best Big Four award goes to our another friend from far away, the generally evaluated Toastmaster, DTM Ravi.
Wow, that's a hat trick of award if I'm correct for DTM Raghu. And there's one more award to announce. That's the top 3 Critics' Choice Awards, in which the speeches are assessed according to the International Speech Contest ballot, plus how closely they adhere to the project objectives. So the 3rd place goes today to, just give me a second. Yeah. Just give me a second. Yeah. Okay. 3rd place goes to Toastmaster Mufaddal. Congratulations. 2nd place goes to myself. And the 1st place goes predictably, I believe, to Toastmaster Elvin Faraz. Congratulations. And before adjourning the meeting, I'll just remind everyone that we have meeting next week as well. Start taking up roles. Secondly, we'll have academy session. We'll have international speech contest coming up. And finally, I'd like to call Toastmaster Irfan Farooq for the concluding remarks.
Thank you very much for giving me this honor to stand here as a concluder of the contest of this meeting. As I was talking to one of my good friends here in this club, one of the good friends, Imran Rana, and I said I always love to participate in your club. And whenever I'm in Karachi, it's my desire that I physically participate. At one time, the session was postponed. GDM Talha asked me if I'm joining, but I said then if it is virtual, I'll join from Lahore. I love to participate here, but what I'm saying about Imran Rana is that he's pursuing me to become a member of Karachi Toastmasters. I would love to be a member, but I have to wait for the dollar-rupee parity to go down. With this level of dollar rate, it's very difficult to become a member of your club. Love that you do your weekly meetings. I love the way you conduct your sessions. This is the first time I'm seeing young faces there. Previously, I had seen seasoned faces. And this is again a very good sign for your club that even the young people sitting here are in a position to take the lead. I hope this club will prosper and will continue, because probably this is the only club in Pakistan that has completed 1,000 meetings in Pakistan. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. It was an honor hosting you. It's always an honor when you visit. And it's great that you opened the meeting with us and you closed the meeting with us. Thanks for your patience. So with that, the meeting is adjourned. And I'll see you all around in the next meeting or maybe in another meeting. Please have a nice rest of the around 2 hours remaining in the day. So, and thank you so much once again.